Hello, welcome to Reverend Joy Dore studio today. I'm really excited to be doing this interview with our coach in the house. I'm telling you guys, here in the studio, we embrace your journey, as you guys know, and celebrate your milestones on the path to success. And who we have in the studio today is the executive in the Swiss electricity regulator and the founder of Energy On. As a personal energy strategist under the brand Energy On, Cornelia empowers busy female entrepreneurs, to use their full energy and thrive in their career and business. So coming into the studio today, I'm very excited and ready to go through this journey with every one of you, here from the studio, just to really listen to our coach and get to know who she is and all that she has done. And I'm telling you, you'll be so mind blown how she not only worked in this as an electrical engineer, but she's now transforming life in the energy, like a practical energy that you need each day to be able to get to your next level. So with that said, I'm just going to open the floor for our coach in the house to tell us who she is, and all that she has done, everything, and her journey, what led to what she's doing now, what was that point in her life that took her from just being ordinary, I won't say ordinary, but engineer in the workforce to now helping a lot of women go through the journey of finding themselves. So coach, take it away.
Thank you so much, Rev Joy, for having me in your studio. I'm very excited coming all the way from Europe, from Switzerland, and exchange with you. And thank you so much for having me. And yeah, I think as you already said, we all have our journeys, right? And mine started already quite early, and actually when I was 4 years old. And because by that time, I was always so fascinated when my mom kind of used the mixer or she plugged in the vacuum cleaner, and then all of a sudden you just press this button and then the magic happens, right? And then things kind of get mixed or cleaned. And so I was always fascinated, what's in this socket that makes this happen? So, and then there was this very special day. I was kind of playing in the garden and playing in the grass, and all of a sudden I found something and I got a splendid idea. And I thought, now I'm gonna find out. And you know what I found? I found this. It was a very long, rusty nail. So I took this nail and sneaked into my room. And then I did something what I wouldn't recommend anybody doing. I put this nail into the socket. And then the next thing I could remember, I was kind of lying in the middle of my room and my mom bending over me and, wow, what happened? And she was completely freaking out. And I was really lucky because otherwise I wouldn't be here. So the energy security system was faster than me, but I got hit and I was just thrown backwards. And there are always two ways how you can react to such special situations. And for me, it kind of increased my curiosity, and I really wanted to know what's in there. And that's the main reason why I studied electrical engineering. I wanted to know how electric energy gets into the socket. And I can tell you now, I know how it gets there. And, to make a long story short, but in a way, I don't know about the energy industry in your country, but over here, it's very male dominated. There are not so many women in it. And so I always had to prove that I'm so much better, so much smarter, so much more efficient, so much more perfect than any man. And it kind of got really, it got so much momentum that I thought, I can do everything. I can show the world that I'm a perfect manager, I'm a perfect mom, I'm a perfect spouse, I'm perfect in the community, a perfect daughter. And I just forgot one important part in this whole equation, and that was myself. I didn't pay any attention to myself, and I didn't look after myself. I was there for everybody and showing what I can do for them. And so apparently, I spent so much more energy on everybody else and didn't recharge my own energy. And then apparently I got presented the bill of life and I got really sick. And this was a huge shock for me because I was so trained, always being there and delivering. And then the way the traditional medicine pointed out to me, I just realized this is not the way or the path I can walk down. It didn't feel right for me. And as an engineer, I know there are always more solutions to a problem. You just need to find these other solutions. And that's when I started, doing research, reading books and whatever. And apparently I came along quantum science. And now you will say, oh, wow, that's so academic. Or this is, it's nothing for me. But apparently, when you look at it in a nutshell, it just says it's pretty simple. Quantum science just says everything is energy and we are all made of frequencies. And for me, an electric engineer, this is so natural, right? I know what energy is. I know what frequencies are. So I started experimenting with it. And I found out that there are so many similarities between electric energy and our personal energy. So I started experimenting with how I could increase my energy, how I could increase my frequencies, how I could clean my energy, because we all clean our physical body every day, but do we clean our energetic body? And then many people will say, this is so esoteric, these energy things. And in a way, it's not, right? Because if you look at it like from the basics, when you look at our body, we all, maybe at biology, you've learned that each cell has like this, when it's really healthy cell, it has like this 70 millivolt, minus 70 millivolts of voltage between the cell center and the membrane. And our brain, it's communicating with all our organs, and even now with my fingers that I move them, it's communicating with this neuronal network, and in a way, it's using like these nerves, and these are milliampere currents. So in a way, we have milliampere currents, we have millivolts, we are kind of a walking battery. And if you believe that your phone has an electromagnetic field around it because there are milliampere, millivolts in there, why don't you believe that you have an electromagnetic field as well? Just because you don't see it, but you don't see it when you look at your phone as well. So in a way, for me, it's just pure physics, and it's so logic. And yeah, so I started working on it, and then people saw the differences. I had so much more energy. I was kind of really always in a good mood, and people started noticing. And then, of course, they asked me, "Can you show me what you're doing?" And so how the whole thing developed. And that's why now I'm kind of looking at the security of supply in Switzerland on one side, and on the other side, security of supply for people, right? And we have, I don't know if you've noticed, we've had this energy crisis 2 years ago in Europe. And it's so similar what people are experiencing with burnouts, right? There's just no energy left. So, and I just try to bring these two things together. And it makes people, especially women, easier to understand that it's not about managing your time, because what can you do with all your time when you feel miserable compared to managing your energy? Because when you have a lot of energy, you see many opportunities, and you even have the energy to execute them.
Wow, 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 wow. You know, I love the way you talk about the electric energy and the personal energy, because you know somebody might like, but because you're already in the engineering field, that's why it's easy for you to connect energy and energy. But I really, you know, today wanted to ask you to help my audience begin to understand the importance of the kind of energy they allow in their, you know, in their environment. You know, what do you say was missing before you begin on this journey of trying to put not just your how do I call it, educational background energy, but you now began to say, okay, there's something that is missing, even with all this that I know, but I want to mix the two. You know, why do I say that? In our studio, one of the things that always fascinate me and make me do this, what I do right now, is that most of us tend to leave out the part of our life that produces more than this other part. And that is why we have so much failures. And people think failure is because you're not an expert. No, failure is because you don't know as many as other people know. I believe that what brings failure is that point in your life when you realize there was more to what I'm doing. Can you help somebody right now, differentiate the you before you find this joint that you put together, the electrical and the personal? What was missing in that part of your life, and now what do you have in this part when you joined the two?
I think it's a very good question. I think the part that was missing for me is that I never learned to trust my body.
Okay.
Because what is so special about any energy, we most of us, we can't see it, right? We can't hear it, but what we all can is we can always feel it. And I was completely disconnected from this, right? And when I started more paying attention to it, right? Just the way I'm reacting on other people, because we can feel the energy of other people. We all have this energy around us. And sometimes, you know, I can give you an example because at that time I didn't know anything about energy work. But that I was in my first job, I was working in an office. I had to pass through another office to get into my office. And I really loved my job. I enjoyed it. So every morning I got up full of energy, excited to, you know, continue working on my project. So I went there, right? And then I walked through this office and said, "Hi, ladies." And then I sat at my desk. And after a while, I started noticing that every time I was sitting at my desk, all this joy was gone. And I really kind of felt angry.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me ages, and I even only when I really started working with it, I understood what happened, because I picked up their energy when I was their anger, and they didn't like their job, what they were doing, when I passed through. Because at that time, I didn't know how to set energetic boundaries and say, no, this is my energy, right? And yours stay out there. So that's why it's also so important to clean your energy body, because when you're in a bus or somewhere, you know, even when you're standing next to each other, it's just, you can't prevent that our energies are mingling, yeah, because we're just standing next to each other. And this kind of the thing, paying more attention, you know, why I am kind of feeling bad or whatever, because most of the time it's not even you, right? Because you picked up from somebody else. And this kind of, awareness and paying more attention why I'm thinking this or why I'm feeling like this.
I like, oh my God. So from your experience of not having the personal energy, only having your electrical energy those days, you realize that you did not set no boundaries. So you were contracting other people's energy too that was affecting your day without even you knowing what was affecting your day. Oh my God. Love it. Love it.
And I think it happens, especially when you're kind of open and have like this. Yeah, I was feeling I'm very enjoying what I was doing. When you're like this and you don't know how to protect your energy, then we all know these energy vampires, right? They can suck off your energy, and then all of a sudden nothing happened. You know, you were just on the phone with somebody talking, and all of a sudden you feel tired and exhausted, and you don't know why, because this person just sucked off your energy.
Oh my God. You know how important, I love this conversation because it's very important that people realize that where their focus go, energy flow in it. And is that energy that produce the best version of our lives or produce the worst version of our lives, depending on what you focus on and what your energy is going to. I really love that part again, that you can contact somebody else's energy without even you knowing it if you haven't set enough boundaries for yourself. And that is going to bring me in the next, what I would call teaching that we're going to do today. In your write-up, you are on a journey to lead many to unlock, their secret personal energy power, I'll call it. So, and you said that you can show them how to become a magnetic, high energy person, like magnetism, high energy person. And I want to ask you today, how do people, like somebody listening now and say, okay, I know you were an engineer, it's going to be easy for you. But how can an ordinary woman who have not had no much studies in her life, but she want to make a shift, around her decisions, around her daily, like daily operation, around her journey in life, how can you teach them to become that magnetism high energy person?
Love this question. And there are two ways, but as you during the introduction, as you mentioned, I know that for all women, their lives are very, very busy. They're having, their family, they have maybe aging parents, they're a partner, community, they have their dream with their career, they want to make a difference in their life. So there are so many obligations. So if there is anybody in the world who really needs energy, are these really wonderful and amazing women. So I thought, of course, there are different ways how you can change your energy. At the moment, it's very popular over here in Western Europe to meditate, right? Or that you say affirmations, mindset work. And I've tried many things of those. What I've noticed, and that's why I also developed my tools, is that most of the time when you're kind of really exhausted or you're stressed, then you need energy in that moment. When your kids are around and they need something, you just can't tell them, I need to take a nap for 15 minutes to relax, or I need to meditate. It's just not possible. You need to have something in that moment, or at least, takes not more than 3 minutes and then you need to be back on track, right? And that's why I discovered or developed these exercises. They, none of my exercises, they take longer than 3 minutes, because I know all women are very busy, and you need help in that moment. And what I also noticed is there's also mindset work, like you using affirmations, and then you were told you need to think that or say that, and you have your post-its all over the place, and you need to do it at least for 28 days or whatever. It takes so long, right? And and then you forget about it, and it's so, in a way, I felt it very hard. And also what I also noticed is, you have, you figure out you have this limiting belief that it's holding you back. But what you're doing with mindset work, you kind of overwriting this limiting belief, right? Because it's still there, but you just put something what you think is better on top of it. And for me as engineer, it just doesn't make any sense, right? You need to, sorry about that. I really get emotional. So my goal is always look behind the scenes. And this can take sometimes a little bit longer, right? Let's say 10 minutes. And you need to look behind the scenes and figure out, why is this limiting belief in my life in the first place? And then you heal that cause, and surprise, all your limiting beliefs, they just go away when they are connected with this cause, right? And so it's much more sustainable. Or the same with trigger points. If there is a trigger point from my daughter, and you have your kids, if my daughters, they know exactly, I'm kind of a remote control, and they know exactly when they press this button, then this program is running within me, right? And so when they press a button and I react in a certain way, then I'm always, stepping back for a second and saying, why I am reacting like this? I could also react completely different. And maybe there are 1,000 women that react completely different. So I look, why do I have this trigger point? What's behind, right? Because a reaction like shouting or getting angry or getting sad, it's just a reaction. And then I remove this point, and then this trigger point is, and then they can press the button on the remote control as often as they want. I won't react anymore like this. And this is so liberating and saves so much energy.
I love how you put all the way, because to be frank, it's one thing to meditate, it's another to have a mindset, also mindfulness, being in the moment. But if you have to take a lot of time, women do not have all that time in the world to do it. So even as you said, you have a 30 minutes exercise you do, which takes you out, immediately. I love it. I love it, because I believe that most people give excuse for their next level because they believe they don't have enough time. Even around prayer right now, I could vividly tell anybody listening to us today that if you find a way around even prayer, it's going to serve you a lot of good. Not because somebody say you have to pray this long, or another person say you have to, meditate this long, and it's not working with your time, should make you not to do them when they are necessary, by just, bringing the time closer to what fits your work, your career, your personality, who you are. I tell people, I said, I don't know how they meditation are new. I used to think it's a long thing. I have to really sit down and stay there for hours, like a whole hour or 30 minutes to get the result. But for 2024, I got a kind of mindset shift around meditation, that even in 3 minutes, as you just said in your exercise, I'm just tuning in for that 3 minutes and something is happening, right? When I don't have all that 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So there's no more excuse when you can walk around your time to help you create those magnetic, I call it high energy, because energy, as you said here, I'm still going to quote you, energy is your most important currency. Ladies, our coach is here to tell us how important energy is. And she said also why. She says because whatever you do, think, feel, or experience, you are trading your personal energy for it. Come on, that's so powerful. But I wanted a little, like a kind of opening to that phrase for my audience today.
Mm-hmm. So, in a way, in my world of energy is, as you just pointed out, every thought or every emotion or whatever you're doing, it costs you a certain amount of energy. And that's what I mean with you're trading it. You have, let's say you have this amount of energy, and then you like have 10,000 thoughts per day, and then you, in a way, you need to choose where do you want to put your energy into it, right? As you said also at the beginning, yeah. Your energy follows where your attention goes. So whatever you're focusing in, you're putting your energy into it. And what I've noticed in my life and also in life of my clients is when you have more energy, things get easier in a way because you're much more productive and more efficient. So what I notice is I get more things done in the same time. So even if you kind of take some time to do an exercise for setting boundaries or cleaning your energy body or recharging your energy, it pays off because the rest goes more in the flow, right? Because you're having more energy and you're on a higher level. And also what I also noticed is with more energy, people notice, they feel it, right? As if there is somebody coming in with you just get up in the morning, like with a bright smile and say, wow, this is going to be my day. And you walk outside, right? On your way to the bus stop or where people are greeting you because you have this sparkle, right? And so people are so much friendlier to you. And that's what I also saying. Life gets easier because people notice and they're attracted to this magnetic energy. And also things are more in the flow because you have, first, if you can recharge your energy whenever you need it, you have this kind of more self-confidence and also self-trust. Whatever is coming up, you can handle it because you trust yourself. You know that you can manage because you just recharge your energy and then you can do it. And this is kind of the change in life, right? Because there are still many things, they just happen. You can't change them. That's just life. But what you always can influence is the way you look at these things. And you can look at it from a perspective of, I have a lot of energy and I can make it, because you just know there are more. And on the other side, you can look at it, it's just too much, I'm exhausted, right? And this might be true, but if you transfer yourself in this other state, you perceive life easier. And that's what I think where the joy and everything comes in. And what I've noticed is that my clients, when they have more energy, they don't see the problems that often. They see more solutions. And then life is perceived as so much easier. And I think that's what we are all kind of longing for, right? Because sometimes we perceive life is so hard and so difficult and so many challenges. And when you can transfer yourself in this state, I have this energy to do that, and I radiate it, and people are coming and supporting me, then it's more fun and it's easier. And it's not always fun, but you can get there.
I agree 100%. The energy, and how you explain it, because personal. I don't want to go in the realm of the spirit to talk about last Sunday and this personal. Like this personal means a lot to me. That is how we are formed individually. We are like personal people. So if you're not working in your personal self, like your personal energy, you're going to contract energies that are not yours, and it is not going to work good. And you said it exactly right, how people, once they have this personal, awareness to who they are and have a nice focus to where they want their energy to flow, then solutions is all they see. It's not like there's no problem. There's going to be problem. But while this person that have not cultivated their personal energy is seeing all the problem, these other people are seeing solutions. I love it. So tell us, I just wanted you to share one of the experience you've had, one of the, how would I call it, one of your students, your client that really bless your heart on this journey to see their transformation. And how did it go? How did they get to where they wanted to go to by you helping them?
I think that's a very powerful question. And the interesting thing is that I was just running a 4-month mastermind where people really show on all levels, because most of the time we are mainly focusing on our physical energy because it's the most fundamental one. Because if we don't feel physically well, then it's very difficult, to feel in other areas well as well. But what I've noticed in my research is that there are more levels of energy, right? And there is like the physical one, and then you have the energetic one and the emotional one, and your mental energy, and your spiritual energy. And I think the spiritual energy, and that sounds very esoteric again, but for me, that's the most essential one, because I see like the spiritual energy as something, your why, your purpose, why you're doing what you're doing. And for me, this is like you're your own power plant, because you're enjoying so much with your heart what you're doing. You're generating so much energy that you have this intrinsic motivation. And that's why I think this is the most essential one, because then while you're doing your stuff, you're generating your own energy, right? That's the perpetuum mobile. That's ideal, right? And we can all feel that if there is a person that it's really loves what he or she is doing, we can feel that, and we are drawn to these people because they have such a huge energy body around them. They're just like a magnet, right? And they pick up all these other people. So, and in our 4 months mastermind, like every month we were looking at a different level of our energy. And this time I did an experiment, and all participants, they came with a certain goal. And and the goal was something we thought that could be reachable within like 6 months or a year. And so not right, because 4 months, if it's really something further away, it takes also some time to work on your energy and to get there. So we agreed on a goal. And last Tuesday, we had kind of the last session, or this Tuesday. And I asked all of them how much, or how many percent, or the percentage they think they changed to reach their goal. And it was kind of between 75 and 100%. And they're not all have achieved their goals yet, but they feel ready that it will come soon. So they know they're really on track and they're gonna manage and to achieve it. And what because you wanted to have some examples, and like every week we had these tune-in sessions, and it was so incredible how many small things changed in their life, which makes life so much easier, right? And that was the fun part of it. And then we can see, of course, even if you just work towards one goal, all levels in your life are changing. And that's why, and the goals can be different, because like in the last year mastermind, one lady, she wanted to have a really cool partnership, and we didn't achieve this goal within these 4 months, but another 4 months later, she really met her dream partner, and she even moved to a different country, and now he has a new job and a completely new life, right? So it's really, I'm always fascinating what my students are achieving, and all the things that are coming up. And it's also, and the other participant, she wanted to get a new job, right? And she got a job during the 4 months, a new one. And when I met her after 6 months, she was already promoted into the board of this company. So it's really incredible what, and I just tell them how they can work with their own energy. So I can't really influence the results, but I'm so proud when they kind of thrive and sparkle.
Wow. Guys, did you hear how changing your energy can actually change your life? Like, just work on it. I love how you put it. This 4 months program of physical, energy, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And it's just so, let me tell you guys something. I 100% agree with Coach Cornelia. If you are really feeling, trust me, if you're really feeling down right now and you really ask them why, check your personal energy. And if you need help, I'm going to open up for the coach to tell us how can we find her. For people who are listening, now you said, I need help. I want to talk to the coach. How do we find you? Are you on social media? Do you have a freebie that can, share this podcast with, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere, where people can reach you and just work with you? Because, hey, this is not the year to stay down. You have played too small, too long. This is the year to arise and ask, how can I become the best version of myself? Because if you do, every other thing will line up. Every other thing. So, Coach, tell us where we can find you.
Oh, thank you so much for the space. And I think it's not, I fully agree with you. And it's always a goal to get to your best version of yourself. But what I love, it's always good to have some goals in between you want to reach, because it gives you more confidence and it's so much more fun, right? So it's not only the goal actually, but it's kind of the journey when you really notice things are changing, and then being grateful, all these fun things that pop up. And it's also the small things, right? So just for today, I returned some, a friend of mine, she bought some shoes, right? And then she figured out they're too big. And so she asked if I could return them, because she was in a different city. And she called there and said, everything is fine. So I went there, and then all of a sudden they said, no, because it was bought with the credit card and I didn't have that particular credit card with me, they can't refund it, right? So I said, you know what, we'll figure it out, right? I just leave these shoes here. And then my friend called them again, and like, it was fixed within 2 minutes, right? They said, oh, of course, it was a mistake, and great that you brought the shoes back. And they just, like, 2 hours later, she had the money literally back on her bank account, right? And it's so easy. Yeah. And it's just because when you work with your energy, things just work so much easier. But so that's what I'm saying. It's not only for the bigger things, but it's kind of makes your life easier in day-to-day life as well. And yeah, my mission is really, because I think it's so powerful. And my mission is to support as many busy women who want to make a difference in the world. And I know there's so many out there, to really support them. That's very close to my heart. So I do offer on one side a freebie. Yeah, you can download from my website. It's www and just Cornelia Kawann, one word.com. So it's just my name.com. And there you get this free ebook. And on top of that, if you're already on my webpage, you can always book a half an hour complimentary personal strategy session. Sorry. And so where I can give you some tips, what you can change for your particular problem or the situation you want to need, you would like to have some more energy, and then we can talk about it. So this is definitely for free. And of course, I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and there it's always Dr. Cornelia Energy On.
All right, Dr. Cornelia, I like that one. Because you've been this is like a mastermind we've had here today. You've been, like a lecturer that have lectured us on energy and the level we should operate and how much we need it. I like the last part. How you reminded us that it's not just about pursuing a career, but our day-to-day living. Like, a similar thing happened to me in the island last week. And yesterday I wake up and it played out so much easier to how my life had played out, let's say 5-6 years ago, maybe even 2 years ago, how I would have approached that particular thing. But because of this high energy, like coming out of UPW with Tony Robbins, I like coming out of UPW with Tony Robbins, I like that is not a strategy right now. I have to keep my peak state. I have to, keep my energy level. I have to, set a new standard, know that I'm a leader, know that, I'm a believer. I don't have to doubt. So whatever happening is under control. So I, was able to do just like what you explained today with our store, because the energy we bring on that table will either frustrate that situation more or easy it out, which is what played out there. So I'm really glad that you actually brought it down, not only professional level, but our day-to-day living, which is the most part. You're not in the office all day. You have time to go to the mall, go to the store, do everyday life. And that everyday life is the complement of where you are and where your mind is. And that's how you operate on it. It doesn't matter whether you're a doctor or an engineer or a high-level person. If you're not managing your energy right now, you're going to be missing out to the realities that are out there for you. So I want to say thank you for being in the studio today. And also I'm looking forward to, having you in the future for other things so that you can just continue to educate, every one of us on this path of greatness. Remember, this is not just a science, but a quantum science, as our coach told us. And she has really, went deeper into not only the physical energy, even right now, she's working on the spiritual too. And she reminded us that the spiritual is the most essential. So, hey, get connected. And with that, I'm just going to let you drop a wisdom word. What is the one thing you're going to encourage a woman right now? Because my audience, most of them are women. What is the one thing you're going to encourage them to do like today to make a shift?
I think probably one thing would be good, and yeah, I could show you an exercise if you want to.
Good.
Do we have time for that, or
Yeah.
just you just want to have a quote?
We do. We have the time for exercise. Let's go for it.
Okay. So you know, if you really need energy in that moment, there is one thing you can always do, and this is tapping. And maybe you can do it, you can't do it in the room where you're, but you can always go to the restroom and then tap for like 2 or 3 minutes there, and then you will feel the difference. And for me, you know, being in the corporate world, I'm quite sure my colleagues were always wondering what I'm doing in this restroom when I go there, like really sometimes exhausted, and then like 5 minutes later I come out like all full of energy and okay, let's get to the next meeting, right? So, but I never shared. So, but I'm going to share with you. Okay, so the tapping is, in a way, you probably know the 7 chakra. And what we can do now is, that's really the kind of the short version, that we just tap this chakra and we set a very strong intention, because the chakras, they're not only like these energy centers, but they are also providing the physical body and the organs in this area with electric energy, and they are also connecting your energy body and increasing the energy there. So that's why it's such kind of a turbo boost you can do. Okay, so I show you the exercise. I always find it more relaxing and more powerful when you close your eyes, but of course you can always do it with open eyes. There are no, you know, you don't have to do it in a certain way. It's just whatever feels right for you is the right thing for you. Okay, so we just connect with our 7 chakras. And then the first chakra is kind of, now I'm missing the English word, but it's, let's say it's 2 hands below your navel, right? And then we tap there. And you can say it loud, or you can say, think it, whatever feels more comfortable for you. You can say, I connect with my root chakra. I bless it. And I recharge it to 100% with energy. And for me, it's when I do it standing, just, I don't know if you've noticed, like my body is communicating with me when I'm tapping. So when I'm starting the tapping, then my body tilts a little bit forward. And when my chakra is up, recharged to 100%, then it moves straight back. So my body is communicating with me. Okay, and then we move to the next chakra, and this is, probably you don't see it, that's the sacral chakra, which is, let's say 1 hand below your navel, and then you tap there, and you say, I connect with my sacral chakra, I bless it, harmonize it, and I recharge it to 100% with powerful orange energy. And then it tilts backwards. And then we move upwards to the solar plexus chakra, which is a little bit above the navel, and connect with our solar plexus chakra. We bless it, we harmonize it, and we recharge it to 100% with yellow energy. And then we move up to our heart chakra. We tap here, connect with it, we bless it, we harmonize it, and then we recharge it to 100% with green energy. Once we are done here, we tap our throat. Now it's a little bit more difficult to speak, but I'll do my best. And we connect with our throat chakra, we tap it, we bless it, we harmonize it, and we recharge it to 100% with blue energy. And then we move on to our third eye. We tap it here, connect with it, bless it, harmonize it. We recharge it to 100% with violet energy. And finally, we're right at the crown chakra. We tap here, we connect with it, we bless it, we harmonize it, and we recharge it to 100% with sparkling golden white energy. And when you're done, you can keep your eyes closed and you can feel how the energy is circling in your body. There's much more energy there. Your energy body has expanded. All the energies are there that you need for the exact activity you want to do right now. Whenever you're ready, then you can come back and open your eyes.
You know, coach, there's a heat the whole body have doing it. You feel it kind of like arise, like alive, like a heat. This is
That's
powerful.
correct.
Yes.
It's very powerful.
Yes, this is powerful. And how many times can somebody do it in a day?
As often as you as you need it.
As you need it.
As
Wow.
often as you need it. You just take this 2 to 3 minutes and connect. And the more often you do it, your body will start communicating with you, and maybe it will tell you, would be good if you do another round now, and then you can feel also when your energy is kind of dropping, you can do it earlier, so then you're faster through it.
This is beautiful. I love. Oh, wow. This is good. If you have this, you know, like the whole body on fire, light, and ready to go. That's good. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. You know, there's so many more exercises out there. Some of them are even in my book, Change Your Energy,
Okay.
Change Your Life. There are, I think, 37 exercises in there.
Wow.
And for the tapping exercise, you know, if you get up and do them right in the morning, can you imagine like with what kind of energy you're starting your day? And and you start it on a completely different level.
Yes, I agree. So how do people get the book? From the website?
And but it's on Amazon. So you can get
awesome.
it wherever you are on Amazon. Yeah.
And is Change Your Energy, Change Your Life?
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. It's
Okay.
Change Your Energy, Change Your Life. Yeah.
Change
As
Your
you
Life.
already said, it's so true, because when you change your energy, everything's around changes yourself, and also people around you changes. And that's the fascinating part about it, because that's what I've noticed, and all my clients notice as well. You know, you can't change anybody else. Okay. But the only thing that you can change is you. And the easiest I figured out is changing my energy, because it's much faster and you see quicker results. And what I've noticed is when you change your own energy, your environment changes with you. There is no other way. And you know, you're either getting different people in your life, or the people that are in your life, they adapt because they notice you are not the same, right? You're having a different energy. They feel it. And even if they can't tell with their mind, but we all feel it. Or, you know, that can also happen that people get out of your life because they now know they're not on a different frequency. They don't serve, you know, they don't match your energy.
Like that. Like that. This is a blessing. Trust me. This is really, as I said, it's a mastermind. And the earlier we get this part of our life, the better for us. So it's been a pleasure. I must confess that I'm
Thank
very
you
clear. Yes.
for having me. It was a pleasure, and it was such a positive energy. I sent lots of really sparkling white golden energy to you and your audience. Huge energy ball over.
I will receive it.
And if
Yes.
anybody has some questions or want to know more about it, you know, can always send me an email or approach me on any social media. I'm there for you.
Awesome. Awesome. And remember, wherever you watch this from today, tomorrow, we are gonna have our first 5 days challenge next week, May 27th to the May 31st. And hey, it's only hour a day to just, yes, hour for the general. And if you're VIP, you can join us for the second hour for the Q&A session. But I'm telling you, this type of training is what has set apart the 2%ers and the 98% of people that are living here right now. So everywhere you can get wisdom like this, you need to tune in. Because today, I'm telling you, that short 3 minutes or less exercise we just did, I felt it. And I don't want you to feel it too. So if you didn't do it, go back to the video, watch it, and do it. And remember, our coach have multiple tools and exercises and other things that she used to take you through this energy lifestyle. And hey, if you're having up and down day, this is your ticket to stop like now. You can manage your day by just managing the energy that flows around you. So with that said, is Reverend Joy Dore Studio, and we want to say thank you and see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.